So there, I told you can be in the videos, but you can't keep chewing your feet while you're on camera. Do we have a deal? Good boy. Okay. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Koi Pond Lifestyle. So what have we got on this week? I've got two things in mind this week. Pond temperature is now dropping towards, well, it's under 10 degrees now. So it's like an 8.59 at the moment. So I'm changing the food around. So we're going to have a look at the food that I'm going to be giving my fish. Now we're below 10 degrees. So I've not fed my fish in the winter below 10 degrees anymore. And I had loads of comments of people saying, yeah, you can do it, go on, crack on, crack on. So I've managed to find a product that is specifically designed and made for fish, for koi, to eat at lower temperatures, specifically down to 8 degrees. So it does mention that in the ingredients and on the instructions and what I've read up on and people I've spoken to and so on and so forth. So we're going to have a look at that today. Also, it's almost that time now for the last, no, drop my food then, the last of my water conditioners to go in, clays, whatever you want to call them. So we're going to look at what's going in now, which is going to be the last dose of that kind of stuff into my pond to enrich the minerals and get the fish to go into winter with the best water conditions that I can give them. Because as I've always said, I can't manage the heat. Can't do anything about the heat because I'm not heated pond. And who is nowadays? Well, you lucky millionaires out there, maybe. So we'll have a look at that as well. So let's crack on and we'll look at first, thank you Bear. First of all, we'll look at the food. Right, food. Feeding under 10 degrees. Like I said, this is the first season I've done this because people have always said, no, as soon as you get to 10, drop the food off, they'll survive through winter and away you go. And others this year would say, no, drop it down at 8, then drop it off because they'll come out the other end better, the other end of winter a lot better. Sorry, I'm stroking my doggy. And I just wonder what I'm doing with this hand. So food. The food I've been looking into is my supplier uses a lot of Aquasource products, and we've looked at the Aquasource Ultimate All Seasons. So this, for example, is made with white fish meal and combined with garlic and propolis. So I don't know, you know what propolis is. Propolis is derived from a beeswax. So they've always said that any products from the bee, for example honey, is really good, but taken both internally and externally because it has antibacterial properties. Same with propolis. You can buy a propolis spray. So for example, if you're dealing with your fish like I did with this one, remember this, where my fish had some bad scales, we took the fish out, sedated it. I'll put the video up there because I know where that is nowadays. And I'll put it in the comments below. And we had to remove some scales. Now to protect, while that wound was open, we sprayed propolis on it, which is again derived from beeswax. And propolis also, as well as helping internally, help with dealing with any bacteria that was in there, it also helps seal the outside so no bacteria could get in. It's good stuff, propolis is. And this Aquasource Ultimate All Seasons, it has that in it. So garlic to help with lower cholesterol, improving any blood circulation, and to promote bone health and so on and so forth. That's really good with the garlic bit. Some people that say that garlic wards off parasites. I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe that's another video somewhere to see if a high dose of garlic somewhere to these lovely little floaty creatures we have protects them against bugs and parasites in the pond. I don't know. But I have heard of people putting it in with the pretense of that, where I've always been aware it's just low cholesterol and helps with bones and immune systems and so on. Then you've got the propolis that does a similar job to the garlic. So it's there to promote health, good bones and so on and so forth. So the two, garlic and the propolis, as well as the white fish meal in this product, is what I've been, which is what I've chosen to feed my fish down to the 8 degrees. Now the thing with this as well is I didn't realise there was so much high protein in winter food, in the wheat germ stuff. For example, the Ultimate All Seasons composition is around about 35% protein, 14% carbohydrates, 7% fat, was that crude fat, and 7% ash. So, and something else it also has in as well. It also has a certain amount of the clays in it that help promote good gut health. So, you know, I've always said the things like your Koi Master's Advantage that you put in, if you feed that to your fish and it goes in and ingests it anyway, it always helps with the gut. So it helps keep the gut nice and clean and clear, and it gives them a good metabolism and so on and so forth. So it also holds that in it as well. The only thing that I saw was, which wouldn't affect my pond, but it may affect others out there should you decide to give this product a go, is they recommend you only feed it to koi over 2 years old because of the protein content in low temperatures, because obviously the fish slows down a little bit and it takes a little bit longer to process whatever's in its gut. So that's something to consider. You know, if you've got fish that are younger than 2 years of age and you're looking to feed lower than 10 degrees down to 8 degrees. So that's something to consider as well. But apart from that, I'm quite happy with this. You know, I'm going to give it a whirl. We're heading towards 8 degrees now anyway, pond temperature. The fish are definitely slowing down. I mean, I've put some food in just now and it's taken them a while to take it on. You know, they're just taking their time with it, which is expected because now's the time of the season when they've all started slowing down. Hello there. And they've all started slowing down to the point where, you know, they're in winter mode now. So whether it's because the fish I had before, you know, the fish I've had over a few years now, they're used to eating at temperatures just down to 10 and then nothing below, whether that's having something to do with them just sort of lingering around and, you know, watching food float around for a little while. And after sort of 5-10 minutes, I'm actually taking it out, because the last thing I want is that food to be sitting in there and start festering away and causing me other problems, as maybe it rots, I don't know. So it's interesting. I'm going to give this a whirl. I got it in I didn't buy a whole bag of it. Basically, Penkoi, Steve at Penkoi, he will supply you whatever you want. If you go on £5 worth, he'll give you £5 if you want 10. This is a £10 pack. If you want £10, he'll sell you a £10 pack. He'll do a 20. He'll do you a whole bag of it. You know, whatever you need. So if you're thinking of going down the route of this, but you don't want to buy a big bag, go on to Penkoi's Facebook site and you can ask in there, you know, I've seen Andy's video, Koi Pond Lifestyle, and I'm thinking about getting some of this. You'll have to go and fetch it. I don't think he posts out at this time of year. So you'll have to go and fetch it, and you have to arrange for him to go into the shop, open the shop up, and then he'll serve. Like I've always said, I know he's closed in the winter, but he is always willing to open up the shop should somebody need things in there, and he's about at the time. So yeah, I'm passing the shop at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever time he's about, and then you can bob in and grab some. So this is what I've had a £10 bag off him. Now the way the fish are eating at the moment, I can't see me using this whole bag. You know, Yamabuki there is having a little nibble, one bit, and then swims off. So I can't see me using this whole bag. So I'm just going to use it to demand. If they're looking for food like they are-ish today, I'll chuck some in. If not, then not. But as the temperatures start coming back up again, I'll start using this again next year. So there you go. So that's food. That's what I'm doing with my food, down to 8 degrees. Let's crack on with something else. Right, water conditioner time. Said in the past that I'm still using the FOC. Still using that. However, don't use that in winter because I've done that test. I'll put it up there again if everybody's interested. If you're not, then don't click on it. I'm going to finish the season, as I said in a few videos, with Koi Master's Advantage. This has always been really good for the mineral intake for the fish. It's a good flocculant, so it grabs material, chucks it down into the bottom drain, puts it in here in my filter system where I want it. So I'm going to finish the season with this, and I'm going to put some in today before I go for putting the covers on. Now the reason I'm doing it today or this week is because I want to get it in, I want to get it done and cleared again before I put the covers on. I was looking at the weather forecast, not looking good. It says it's going to start getting colder and colder, and as my pond starts to rocket downwards in temperatures, I want to get this Koi Master's Advantage in, because this always messes up my filters. It's a great little product. However, it takes, in the summer, takes days. In the winter, I don't know. I've not put it in this low before, to be honest, because my feeding's always been 10 degrees and stop, which I stick a water conditioner in before that. But now I'm below 10. I don't know how long it's going to take. So well, let's test it today. Koi Pond Lifestyle. Don't knock it till we've tried it. So I'm going to test it. I'm going to put it in this. It's the beginning of the week now. I'm going to give it 5 days and then come and see how it's done then. But I can guarantee that it'll. Obviously, I know what I wanted to do is dump a load of stuff in my filters. However, it does mess it up a little bit, mess the filters up a little bit. I mean, next point of call is getting everything nice and clean, get the filters washed through, get them nice and ready for putting the covers on, everything settling down, no food going in, and so on. So we go through winter with nice, cleanish filters. Obviously, the fish are always creating waste, but they'll be a lot better than it. I've not touched these filters now for at least a week. I've only washed through the vortex a few times and got the siphoner on it. Apart from that, I've just left everything to run because I'm feeding very little at the moment. So I'm going to get a dose of this Koi Master's Advantage in. Now for my pond there's 6 coops, whereas Fock is only 2. But this is 6 scoops of this stuff, which is interesting. So I'm going to get a chunk of this in and then we go from there. Right, so there it is, Koi Master's Advantage is in, and as you can see, pond's just turned to a big cloud, which is what happens with Koi Master's Advantage. It's like I said, there's 6 scoops of this product goes into there, so there's quite a lot goes in. It's now starting to hit the filters. I'll leave this now for a few days and just see how long it takes to re-clear the pond. Because as I've said, I'm going to try to keep my covers off as long as I can this year. I want to see this fish as long as, but forecast says it's going to start getting cold. Channel viewers up north in the UK are saying that they're already seeing frost on their covers that they've put on. So I'm sure it's on its way down here at some point. So I don't think it's going to be long before the covers go on, to be honest. So anyway, this is day 1 of this video. It's going to go on for a few more days, just while we see how Koi Master's Advantage clears and see what else crops up in those next few days. So let's go to another day. Right then, we're here in another day, and to be honest, I've had to wait a few days because I've now found, this is the first time I've been adding a water conditioner to my pond below 10 degrees. I've usually finished around about sort of 10 degrees and covers are on and blah blah blah. In fact, this time last year, I'm sure we had snow. I'm sure we had snow this time last year. Ha! And I'm basking in the sunshine. What a result. It's always sunny in Stoke-on-Trent. There's always sunshine on Stoke. Not always. So I've had to wait a few days because what I found is that if you add a water conditioner or a clay to your pond in low temperatures, I think maybe because the water is so dense in colder water, it takes ages to clear. It's taken, well, this is the 5th day and I can now see the bottom again. So it's taken 5 days to clear the Koi Master's Advantage, to be able to report back and say, this is how long it took. So that's, like I say, I shan't be doing no more of this, but I thought I'd just report back on adding this stuff in winter. For me, it's kind of a waste of money. Do with that information as you wish. It's just my thoughts on feeding that stuff into my pond. I mean, if you can afford to be putting water conditioner in throughout the winter, put it in. The packet does say in lower temperatures, just don't add it as often. But for me, because of things like its ability to increase feeding, promote your beneficial bacteria, and so on and so forth, stuff that you really rely on in the summer, I don't need that in the winter. Because everything's slowing down, everything's coming to a bit of a grinding halt, you know, of course, it runs through into winter and away it goes from there. So for me, no, that's the last one. I shan't be putting any more water conditioner or clay in until spring 2023. Which, when you think about it, it's not far away now. It's December already. Flipping Nora. And on that bombshell, thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, ding the bell for notification, and share to all your friends, whoever they may be. Thanks very much for watching. This was Quad Lifestyle.